Okay guys, welcome to another game of Marvel Champions here. Today I'm actually going to be trying again another two-player version, or should I say playing two-handed solo, in which I'm taking Cyclops, Scott Summers in leadership. Well, I suppose to some extent leadership, considering his X-Men allies can be from every aspect. And on top of that, then we've got Jean Grey with protection. These are on Marvel CDB, and they are the most popular for both characters when you do a subset for them. So in this case, this is the best of both worlds from Heroic Skeleton. And I believe this is to be used in conjunction with Rogue, so I don't know how well it's going to work with Cyclops in this case. And then obviously under the influence here, which is Corbintum. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And you can see that's the leadership with the other stuff. This seems to have a penchant for some psionic interactions, especially seeing scimitars here. I'm playing both of these blind though, so again, like I said, I'm not sure how well they will mesh with each other. In this instance, I'm going to be taking on Sabretooth. He's going to be on standard 3 with the usual in there, so that's Brotherhood and Mystique. I haven't made any changes there. So let's get to the setup. Here we go. In this, put the Find the Senator side scheme into play. Attach the Robert Kelly ally to it. While attached to Find the Senator, Robert Kelly is in play, but under no player's control. So here's the Find the Senator side scheme. Robert Kelly cannot be healed by player card effects and cannot have upgrades attached. When defeated, the first player detaches Robert Kelly from this scheme and takes control of him. Advance the main scheme to 2A, flip this card and place it next to the main scheme. And then Robert Kelly himself, a 0-cost ally with no thwart and no attack. Senator, 9 hit points. The first player controls Robert Kelly. He does not count against your ally limit and cannot have player card attachments. So obviously the where was it? I believe it's here. He's under no player control, is it? Yeah, there. This one overwrites the first player being in charge of him. And then when an enemy resolves an undefended attack against you, deal that damage to Robert Kelly. So that's one thing to bear in mind there. Now I'll go to player 1, who is, in this case, it's going to be Cyclops. And we'll do our mulligan. So I do like a few of these things. Obviously, I'd love to get this out early. But we could use a build support. I mean, if we could get rid of 6. Each player may search their deck and discard pile for support with a cost of 3 or less and put it into play. So that could effectively get rid of, well, pull that. Now we are looking at some things there, but maybe we could use that to pay for this. Now what else do we have? A few other bits and pieces here. Ricochet shot, like I suppose building out against Sabretooth is probably the real thing here. But you know what? Now I think I might. That is bait, isn't it? That really is bait, because we are just waiting for the obligation to come out and knock that out of play. But I think that's a risk I'm willing to take. So for the mulligan, I'll actually get rid of Scimitar. I'll get rid of Squared Off. I'll get rid of the build support. I'll keep this, I'll keep that, and I'll keep this. So my hope really is to pull a double. So we'll see if that occurs. Doesn't look like that's the case though. But that's alright. We've got a couple of other things in here which are fairly nice. Now, let's have a look at Phoenix and see what we can do here. So, what's good? Rise from the Ashes, handy. That's good. I do like the Psychic Blast, but I'd rather maybe some other things. The Phoenix Firebird. Oh yeah, just to make sure here, the setup on Phoenix, put your Phoenix Force into play, that's out. Restrain side face up and place 4 power counters on it, that's already done. Now, I like telepathic trickery. That's going to remove 4. I mean, flip this over as well. I suppose we should have this open. But, so, like, we'd be pulling 7 from this fairly quickly. But we don't have a lot else going on. This costs 2. Exhaust team building exercise. Play a card from your hand that shares a trait with your hero, reducing its resource cost by 1. So that's psionic, and I'm psionic. So this might be good to get out early. And then we'll go from there. You know what, now let's mulligan. What don't I want? I don't think I want this. I don't think I want this yet either. I'll get rid of this too. I'll keep these 3. They could be useful. So let's go with that. Actually, I'll even get rid of this too. So, is that any better? Not massively, but it's something at least. So with that, I suppose we'll go to turn 1, and I'll go back to Cyclops. Now, how would I like to deal with this? First thing I will do is I'll use the constant training. Search your deck for a tactic upgrade and add it to your hand. Let's do exactly that. Look at all cards. And I'll pull a tactic. What would I like to get rid of? Or what would I like to pull? I think I might get this squared off in this instance just as an additional resource. Now I like using this. I like attaching this to him as well. So maybe this will be a better play. I'll put this out there. First thing, practice defense. So that's having a constant effect on him of -1 attack, which is all right. I then might use these 2 to get the ruby quartz visor out. And then maybe use this to do some more damage to him. I think that might be the play. So I'll use rapid response and square it off to get the ruby quartz visor into play. Then I'm going to flip up. Now, I might thwart 2 off of Find the Senator. And then I'll use the ruby quartz visor. Exhaust this card to generate a lightning resource or a energy for your optic blast ability. That attack gains piercing and ranged. So that's exactly what we'll do. We'll use the optic blast here. Spend 1 resource of any type from here. That's what I'm using. Deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. 1, 2, 3. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to spend Priority Target and Utopia to play Ricochet Beam. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3. And then deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. 1, 2, 3. Done. And I'll call that a day for Cyclops' turn. We'll go over to Phoenix now and see what kind of shenanigans she can pull. Now, I do want to get team building exercise out early. I think that will give us a few benefits. I might use mental paralysis and mutant education to get that out. Then I want to flip over. Now, psionic may not be the worst option here. That does give us essentially a turn of getting hit a few times, which might not be too bad. This attaches to a friendly character. When attached character would take damage from an enemy attack, place that damage here instead. Then if there is at least 3 damage here, discard telekinetic shield. Armor isn't a bad call either, but maybe telepathic trickery is the one to do to try and get this a bit lower. So I think I'll do that. I'm going to go exhaust team building exercise to play a card from your hand that shares a trait with your hero, reducing its resource cost by 1. So that means telepathic trickery now costs 1. And I will remove a power counter from Phoenix Force to generate a wild for the next one. So that's that paid for. Remove a 4 threat from a scheme. 1. Let me just take control there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nicely does it. Because I'm not unleashed, the rest of it doesn't matter. And I might go 1, 2, 3 to get that down to 1. Now, I don't have much else going on here. So maybe it's time to go to the villain phase. I will hold on to these. I think they're solid cards. So let's go from there. I'll flip back to Cyclops and deal with this from here. So first one goes on to this. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, deal 2 damage to Robert Kelly, 3 instead, if there is at least 6 threat here. So we will be doing 2 damage to Robert Kelly. Treat his text box as if he was blank, so that doesn't mean... so since his text box is blanked from this, we don't have to worry about the unresolved or the undefended attacks. So that might give you some leeway. With that said, let's now have Sabretooth attack Cyclops. He's attacking for 1 here. He has 2, but this is removing 1 of those. I'll take it to the chin. So 1, 2. He hits me for 2. And that's all right with me. After Sabretooth activates against you, discard the top card of the encounter deck and then heal him for the number of boost icons that are on that. So there are 2. So he's back up. That's perfectly fine. Now, same thing again. He is going to be hitting Phoenix and the exact same thing. I think we'll put this to the chin. He's attacking for 1, 2, 3. So that is 3 damage on Phoenix. I'll just go over here to do that. 1, 2, 3. And then, of course, we have to deal with his he's going to get 3 more life back. 1, 2, 3. Done. So this is gone. I'll go to the encounter discard pile, and then this is gone. Right. So that's his activations done. Cyclops will get a bad card. Phoenix will get a bad card. Part 1. Dark Design's Treachery. When revealed, place 1 pursuit counter on Pursued by the Past, and then he's going to scheme. 1 here. And he schemes for 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's a big scheme. 1, 2, 3, 4. After resolving step 1, that's okay. So this is this doesn't have a threat limit, but 6 is kind of the one we want to be careful of. 6 per person, so 12. So that's done. This is gone. This is gone. And then, of course, because he activated, he's going to heal again. His heal is another 2. 1, 2. So pretty much all the damage we've done has already been nearly gone back at him. This is going to be a long game. Unrelenting Savage. Treachery. When revealed, Sabretooth attacks you. If he has no sustained damage, well, he does. We've effectively done 2 damage to him this turn. He gets +1. So he's still hitting for 1. As usual, I'll take this on the chin. So we're going 1 plus 2, 3, 4. He's hit Phoenix for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he heals again for, in this case, another 3. So he is right back up to full health. So I'm unclear which ways these should be discarded, but there we go. This is temporary. That's gone. And we'll now go to turn number 2, starting with Phoenix. What does Phoenix have here? So we could get a Utopia out. We could get Armor out. And we have a Protective Training. Maybe that's the play here. Get Armor out. Have her as a blocker. Maybe flip over. And from there, see how we do. We have a couple of things that we can deal with. So maybe, just maybe, we could go. I'm going to use team building exercise to bring out Utopia. That does share the X-Men trait with us, and I'll use this to pay for the second one. So that's all good. Now, if I attack for... I could pull this down and go to the next phase, which might be the play here. So yeah, let's... Or maybe not. Oh, I'm quite torn on my action here. Maybe Oh, what do I do? I know I'll get the extra additional action here. So, you know what? Let's just take this off here. So with this, the first player detaches Robert Kelly from this scheme and takes control of him. So Phoenix now controls Robert Kelly. Advance to 2A and then flip this card. So we'll go to the next scheme. Did that do what it was supposed to? Maybe I have to do it from Cyclops side. Let's check here. Yes, here we go. So that's over to this one. When revealed, deal each player a face down encounter card. So this will be her. This will be Phoenix. This will be Cyclops. Okay, this flips over. Yeah, when completed, defeat Robert Kelly. That's fine. And then this guy flips over as well. So protect the Senator. Robert Kelly cannot be healed by player card effects and cannot have upgrades attached. After your hero defends against an attack from Sabretooth, spend 2 resources of any type to ready your hero. Only the player who controls Robert Kelly can trigger this ability. Okay, that's cool. So that's the first part done. I could now go these 2 to get armor into play. And that will ready me up. I think that might be the play. So I'll go mind control, protective training to get armor in. Armor comes in with toughness, and I have to have X-Men to play her, which I do. Then, after an X-Men ally enters play, exhaust Utopia, ready an X-Men character. I ready Phoenix. I'm going to flip over, and when I flip over, I'm going to recover 3. 1, 2, 3. After you make a basic recovery, place 1 power counter on Phoenix Force. There we go. I'm happy enough with that for now. Let's move over to Cyclops. Now, Phoenix is useless to me. I have the power of the mind, but that's not doing a whole lot. But it does pay for Kid Omega. That does pay for him almost entirely. Which we could then maybe focus on doing some damage. So I'm going to go power the mind to bring out Kid Omega. So just did that there. Double the number of resources this card pays or generates when paying for a psionic. It's paying for Kid Omega. So this mental is effectively 2 mental. Then, after Kid Omega enters play, I'll spend this lightning resource from magic to deal 1 damage to each enemy. There is only 1 enemy in play, so there we go. I'll then use Phoenix to pay for the exploit weakness and put that out. Increase the amount of damage attached enemy takes from each attack by 1. Now that's not an attack, so that wouldn't have benefited anyway. But now Kid Omega is going to attack him, doing 1, 2, 3 damage. I'm going to attack him for another 2. And then I'll exhaust this to do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm rather happy with that now. I'm happy with that outcome. So with that, I think we'll go to the villain phase. Now, first things first, 2 goes onto this. Nothing really activates at this point, right? So we're okay. After your hero defends an attack. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Now, when an enemy resolves an undefended attack against you, deal that damage to Robert Kelly. So that, I assume, would only be in relation to Jean Grey here in this instance to Phoenix. My thinking is that if Cyclops now weathers an attack from him, because that's undefended, then it doesn't activate his interrupt, because he's not under the control of Cyclops in this instance. So I'm going to play with that ruling for now. I'm not sure how correct that is, but I think that's the right way. That he would only, if he was attacking Jean Grey here, then that's when the undefended would be in play. So anyway, I'm kind of losing the run of myself here now. So let's move on. So part 1 we've done. Part 2, he's going to scheme for Jean Grey in this instance. He's going to scheme for 1 plus another 1, so that's 2. And then attach this card to a minion and give it a tough boost, or tough status card. It does not, we've no minions in play, so that's gotten rid of. So that is fine with me. He then heals for nothing. So I'm ignoring that for now. Now he is going to attack Cyclops. But Jean is going to be very nice and put armor in front of the attack for him. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, all absorbed by that tough, which is very, very nice. And then he'll obviously get his further heal, which in this case is nothing again. Okay, sustaining damage this time at least. So that is the first card for Jean. And then Scott gets his card over here too. Now I'll run over to Jean's side of the table to deal with these. The first card she has is Evil Alliance. Each Nemesis minion in play activates against you. If no minions activate this way, place 3 pursuit counters on pursued by the past. So 3 goes onto this one. I'll just take control of that. 1, 2, 3. Now, after you place a pursuit counter here, if the number of pursuit counter is here is at least 3 more than the number of players, right, we're 1 off, so that doesn't matter. And this is now done. Next one, the Blob comes into play, and he engages us. He has guard, and after Blob attacks and damages a character, stun that character. Right, that's not too bad. Let's deal with Cyclops. First card. First one, attach to a minion and give it a tough status card. Otherwise, this card gains Surge. So this Homo Superior attaches to the Blob. Oh. Right, that is not great. So he's now got 11 hit points. He's like a mini boss over here. And the next card is Avalanche. After Avalanche attacks you, exhaust a character you control. Fine. And with that, we'll now go to turn number 3. And this would be discarded. So, if I were to use this, I could pull back one of my things. Yeah, so maybe that's the play. I'm going to use 2 here to play a Tactical Brilliance. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. 1, 2, 3. Choose a tactic card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. Let's look at all these. What tactic cards do I have left, or have I used? Tactics. I have the priority tag. I think that's the one I want in this case. So I'll close this. I'm going to put the that onto Avalanche. Getting rid of this there now. I would love to get M out, but I don't think we can afford to. But what I will do is I'll use this to do 3 damage to Avalanche. Then I'll use Kid Omega to do a further 2. That does defeat him. And when the attached enemy is defeated, the player who defeated it draws 2 cards. So that's going to draw me 2 more. 1, 2. Now, the remaining hit points, that's not going to do much. After Mirage enters play, choose an enemy whose scheme is less than Mirage's thwart. So that could be Blob. And we could stun him, which might be a play, because we're not really getting much else out, are we? So you could come in, stun him, you hit him for one, I hit him for another one. But that is leaving this guy open up here. Would I be better off building out is a question. I don't know. I really don't know. I think that's what I'll do though. I'll go Genius and the X-Jet to get Mirage into play. After Mirage enters play, choose an enemy whose scheme is less than that. So that will be Blob, and he will get a stun. Just take control of that for a moment. Just fine. Then I'm going to hit him for one with Cyclops. And then hit him for a further one with Mirage. And I just realized here, this guy should also be gone. So Kid Omega should be knocked out for now. I'm then going to use him to get Cerebro into play. Hopefully trying to build out, but we're not going to get much action there. And with that, I'm going to move over to Phoenix. How do I want to deal with this? Now, deal 7 damage to an enemy. If you have the Unleashed trait, this attack deals 2 additional damage and gains Overkill. Interesting. 3. So that is Psionic. I can play that at a cost of 1, which is good. I may heal, though. I think I'll heal 1, 2, 3. And after you make a basic recovery, place 1 counter on that, so I'll do that. Then I'm going to flip up. Now, with flipping up, I'm tempted, very tempted to use, well, I could just use these 2 to get Forge into play, which I think that's the one. 1 and 2 to play Forge. Might just put him up here for now. Oh, he should be over here. Whoops. Just realized he should be anchored to this. So that's fine. After Forge enters play, search your deck and discard pilot for an X-Men or X-Force. Support and add it to your hand. This might not be the best idea, but let's have a look at them. I don't think I have any X-Men, do I? I don't. I actually should have probably used the X-Mansion to get a refund there, but you know what? Live and learn, guys. Live and learn. So, when he comes into play, that exhausts to ready me up. Now, I think I'm using these 3 to get a telekinetic attack and try and hit this guy for another bit. So, I think that's the case. Otherwise, when you would take any amount of damage, prevent 3 of that damage. If you paid for it using an energy, deal 1 damage to an enemy. Interesting. So, maybe I use these 3 to play telekinesis or telekinetic attack, keeping that for whatever's coming shortly. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, telekinetic attack, deal 7 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you're going to hit for 1. And then I'm going to hit for 1. So that is 11. I believe that takes him out of the game. Attached to a minion and give it a tough status. Did I give him a tough status card? I think I did. Anyway, I'll review that and put it in after. But with that, I'm going to take that as a defeat of this, and that's gone. And I think we're okay. So I've got a couple of blockers, which I am very happy with. I'm just going to put these guys just a little bit up so I can see who's where. And anyway, let's move to the villain phase. So I'll do this from the Cyclops side. 2 goes on the main scheme. He's going to attack Cyclops. Cyclops is going to put Mirage in front. And with that, it's going to be a 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That defeats Mirage. Then he's going to heal for nothing. Okay, we're getting away with that now. Now let's do the same thing over here. He's going to attack Phoenix. Phoenix is going to put Forge in front of it. He hits for 1, 2, 3. That does defeat Forge in this case. 1, 2, 3. Fine, fine. And then we'll take his heal, which will be another 1. Done. All right, now I'm just going to go back to Cyclops, and we'll deal out the encounter cards for the turn. 1 for Cyclops, 1 for Phoenix. Cyclops gets. We knew it was coming. Last visor. Give to the Scott Summers player. Search your hand, deck, discard pile, and play area for Ruby Quartz visor. Place it face down under this card. Cyclops cannot attack. Alter Ego. Exhaust Scott Summers. Excuse me. Add Ruby Quartz visor to your hand and remove last visor from the game. So this is over here. This is now my play area, and this is now out of play. I said when I started, we knew it was bait. We knew it was coming. So what does Jean have to deal with? In this case, it will be Dark Designs. When revealed, place 1 pursuit counter on Pursuit by the Past. So that is up to 5 now. So after you place a pursuit counter here, if the number of pursuit counters is at least, in this case, 5, remove each counter. If your Nemesis minion is in play, it activates against you. Otherwise, flip this card over. So let's get rid of these 5 and flip over. After you flip to this side, find your Nemesis minion and reveal it. Search the set aside area for your Nemesis side scheme and reveal it. Shuffle your remaining set aside Nemesis set into the encounter deck. Flip this card over. We know... Oh, whoops. I'm on the wrong side. It's going to be Dark Phoenix coming into play, and the Consume the World at 6. And then these 3 guys are getting shuffled into the encounter deck. Ooh, I'll take control of that, and then we'll shuffle those guys in. I don't know why that's doing that. It's having a... There we go. And shuffle. All right. So fantastic. So that's done. And then the second part, if it has any counters on it, the villain schemes. It no longer has counters on it, so the villain does not scheme. To be fair, I think I would have taken a scheme over getting Dark Phoenix out in this instance. So she has steady toughness, villainous, and when she schemes, it will go on Consume the World instead. And then when revealed, search and counter deck scale. So we've hit those things for now, and I'll get rid of this, and you can go here, and we'll go to the next turn. All right. So Phoenix, how are you fixed to do this? I think we're going to use armor to punch that tough off. Then I'm thinking team building exercise to play a telekinetic attack and remove one of these. I need to get rid of one more actually. I'm gonna get rid of this mutant education and deal 7 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tempted to get out the white hot room, so I might get rid of these 2 to put out the white hot room. It doesn't do much for us now, but maybe as we move on, we'll be able to do something. Now, I don't know what Scott has, which is kind of problematic. Now, this should be over here with this as well. An enemy resolve. So yeah, if she does attack me, this could effectively hit him too. So, some awful choices ahead. I think I just put another one on here. Yeah, for that, and we'll move over to Scott's turn. So I would love to do full blast. I know I can't though. I could bring Professor X out and confuse the villain, which will let me go down to that'll buy me a turn, I think, which may be the play. I think I'll go Ricochet, Forge, and White Queen to play Professor X. X gon' give it to you. After Professor X enters play, choose one, confuse the villain. So that's exactly the one I want. Take control here, and then we put confuse on it. Then I'm going to flip down. With that, I'm going to use this Exhaust Scott Summers to add Ruby Quartz Visor to your hand and remove this from the game. So I will exhaust him. This is removed from the game. I'll just put it over here. And that goes into my hand. Now, I'm going to exhaust Cerebro, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an X-Men ally. It's all of them when I have a Psionic, I believe. Search the whole deck instead if you have the Psionic. If you control, I do. So I'm looking for an X-Men ally. Who would be a good one to pull for the next turn? I think maybe Psylocke is the one, but I know I'm probably going to be using... Well, we'll see how we go. So that's that part done. Close and shuffle. I'm going to use Professor X to take 3 off of... If there's no threat... While there's no threat here, it loses the thing. So, yeah. That is a problem. I'll take it off this. Yeah, I think I'll take it off the Consume the World. 1, 2, 3. Should have probably kept that low maybe with R1, but, you know, live and learn. So, with that done, I could... I'm going to use Constant Training as well. Search your deck for a tactic. Here we go. Squared off. That'll be the one. Close and shuffle this. I'm then going to get rid of Psylocke and squared off to bring the Ruby Quartz Visor into play for the next turn. Hopefully then we'll be able to do some full blast when we get around to it. We might be able to do something to Dark Phoenix too. With that said, let's go to the villain phase of turn 4. Part 1, 2 goes on to this. Now, he would attack Phoenix. I think we're going to let Armor jump in front of that. He's hitting for 2, and this will give another 1, so that's 3, 4, 5. So he hits Armor for 5, which does defeat her. I'll go up to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's done. And with that, then I have to heal him for a further 2. 1, 2. Done. Now, Phoenix is going to attack me. And, she has villainous, so that will be a thing. I'm going to have Professor X deal with this. So, there's no major other things there. Steady, toughness, villainous. So, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That does defeat him. And sorry now with all the clicking and taking control and stuff. I hope that's not too annoying or anything. So that's that part done. So now he will activate, or I should say scheme. Activate against scheme, but he's confused, so that is gotten rid of. And he obviously, because he didn't activate, he doesn't heal. So with that said, 1 encounter card here and another encounter card here. Jean's encounter card. Unrelenting Savage. Sabretooth attacks you. If he has no sustained damage, he does. He gets +1 attack for this activation. So he is going to attack me. I think I do have to defend against this. So let me just put these over here just so I know exactly where I am with these. So he's attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4. He hits for 4. Phoenix is defended for 2. So that is 2 damage. So I'll get rid of these. And then he will, of course, heal. And the heal in this case is nothing. Excellent. And now back to Cyclops' turn. This is Fiery Rage. Peril. When revealed, if Dark Phoenix is in play, she activates against you. If Dark Phoenix is not in play, place 1 threat on Consume the World. and this card gains surge. So she's going to activate against me, which will be a threat, yeah, scheming. So she's activating for 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then discard 1 random card from your hand. Random discard. Tactical Brilliance. That's fine with me. So this is gone, and this is gone, and I think now we are okay. Let's go to the next phase, or next turn. So we're on turn 5. Scott gets Robert Kelly. Now, how would I like to deal with this? First thing I'm going to do is constant training. I want to see if I can find a tactic. I think there's only this one left, so I'll take that. Close and shuffle. Then I want to exhaust this. Search the top 5 cards of your deck for an X-Men ally. Look at top 5 for an X-Men ally, and we do have one. Search the top 5 cards of your deck for an X-Men ally and add it to your hand. So that's Marvel Girl. She's going to go into my hand. Close this, and I'll actually shuffle that just for posterity. Now, if I attach this to her, that will allow me to do a few different things. I put that out there. This gets overkill, so we can do a follow through. I think that might be the play. So I am going to flip up. I'm going to attach priority target to Dark Phoenix. I'm then going to use the Optic Blast using this. And with that, I will use Marvel Girl to pay for a full blast. In this case, when you use your Optic Blast ability, exhaust Cyclops, and the attack deals 8 additional damage and gains overkill. So I will be hitting for 11. 4 of it will be assigned here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm putting 7 onto Sabretooth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's correct. So this now defeats Dark Phoenix. When the attached enemy is defeated, the player who defeated this draws 2 cards. So Cyclops draws a further 2. Now, what could I do next? Maybe getting a Tactical Brilliance out could help us reduce some of this. And we could get like a Practice Defense out. Yeah, Practice Defense on this guy. That will at least reduce some of those attacks. I'll use Field Commander and Karma to play a Tactical Brilliance. To remove 3 threat from a scheme, I'll remove it from which one? I think maybe this one. That would be the one to get rid of. And then I choose a tactic card in my hand, or in my discard pile, and add it to your hand. So look at all cards. Tactics. Do I have anything worth putting out? Maybe. Yeah, I get the rapid response actually. Then close this. Then I'll use these 2 guys to play the rapid response. It should also go into my discard pile. So yeah, we could use that later. Now, that's the end of Cyclops' turn. Let's see how Jean can fare now. Can we do anything really is the question. I'm not ready, but can I do anything else here? I could ready with a Phoenix Firebird. Place 2 counters. I could spend it to put 2 out, which might be the play, because I do need more stuff to do. But maybe the ready is what I need. And I'd like to get the X Gene out too, but That doesn't seem to be doing anything. Yeah, I think maybe the ready is the right play. I'll use Genius to play Phoenix Firebird. I'll remove 1 power counter from here to ready myself up. And with that done, I'm going to use that to pull 3 from this guy. 1, 2, 3. I could have done that for free with the this, couldn't I? If I flip down, I could. Yeah, I think I want to flip down. I think we can absorb maybe something from this. So I flip down. I'm going to use a sidestep to pay for the X gene. So I have to have mutant, so that's fine. I'm going to use this to heal 2 damage from Gene. Great, 1, 2. And I think I'll sit on that for now. I don't think I have anything else I want to do. So with that, we'll call that the end of the turn. Now, so Cyclops' deck has reset. I have to get an encounter card. So, stage 1, 2 goes on to the injured senator. He's going to attack against Cyclops. And he's going to do some damage. I don't have much I can do here, so I think I do have to defend against this. So he's hitting for 1 minus, or 2 minus 1. So 2 with this, and then 3, 4. So let me just do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, 4. I have defended for 2, so that's doing 2 damage. Now, after your hero defends against an attack from Sabretooth, spend 1 or 2 resources of any type to ready your hero. So I could spend an energy to ready myself up. So I've got very little I can do in the next turn anyway. So maybe that's the play. I'm going to use the energy to ready myself up with this hero response. And that's done. And then, of course, he heals for nothing. Excellent. This gets a acceleration. And we're done with that part. Now he's going to scheme here because of that. And he's scheming for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not good. That's scared it. And then he heals for 2. 1, 2. With that, I believe now the bad cards come. 1 here. And then 1 here. We'll deal with Scott's first. The first one is Shapeshifter Surprise. When revealed, shuffle this card into your deck and again Surge. So here is the Surge card. This gets shuffled into my deck. And the Surge is, when revealed, place 1 pursuit counter on Pursuit by the Past. Then, if it has any support or any counters on it, discard an upgrade or support you control. Well, we'll say goodbye to Cerebro. And this is done. And then the final card is Fiery Rage. Peril. When revealed, if Dark Phoenix is in play, she is not, she activates against you. That's good. If Dark Phoenix is not in play, place 1 threat on Consume the World. And this card gains Surge. There we go. And here is the 4th one, which is the Brotherhood. Lovely. Now, let's deal with you. Magneto assembled the Brotherhood of Mutants to enact his plan for mutant dominance. Hinder 2, so it comes in with 7. Yeah. Each Brotherhood of Mutants minion gains Quick Strike. Alright, so that's some stuff we have to deal with. And now, the next card is Infiltration. When revealed, shuffle this card into your deck and it gains Surge. Here is the Surge card. This will be put into Phoenix's deck. So let me switch over. Take control of that. Put that in and shuffle. And the second card is Fiery Rage. Okay. So we get another 1 on here. And it gains a Surge. It is a Surge Happy Day. The next one is Pyro, who comes in with Quick Strike, but I'm an alter ego, so nothing occurs in this instance. And after he attacks, you discard the top 2 cards of your deck and take 1 indirect damage for each printed resource icon discarded this way. Okay, so we got a couple of things to deal with. But before we do that, let's hit the next turn. Turn number 6. And Phoenix gets to go first. How would I like to play this? Now we have Professor X. I think we have to get Professor X into play. That's going to buy me some things. So the first thing I'll do is I'll recover from 1 and give myself this. Then I'm going to use this to place another counter here. I'm going to flip over. And I'm going to get Professor X in using the team building exercise to reduce him by 1. And maybe energy to pay for his additional 2.
X gon' give it to you.
A second, I'll discard this for Cyclops' side. So Professor X comes in, he's confusing that. And with that, which one do I get? Oh, exhaust this and write myself up. Could get rid of this guy, so I'm going to go 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll take a further 3 off of it. And I could now get Rogue in. Rogue comes in for 4. Deal 1 damage to another friendly character. Until the end of the round, Rogue gains each of that character's traits and adds the character's printed thwart and attack to her matching powers. That's not bad. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and a 4 for Rogue to come into play. I'll deal 1 damage to Professor X. So she now has 5. And I might thwart 5 off of this one. Let me just take this stick draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm very happy with that outcome. This should be over here with Phoenix. So we got a couple of different things that we can do here. Let's flip over to Cyclops. Do you have anything that you can do? You literally don't. You have nothing you can do here. So I could put this out onto someone, and I think maybe the play is putting that onto Rogue, and that's going to give her an extra few things. Now all I can do is really thwart, but if I flipped over, could I do anything? I can't really. I think thwarting is the option, so I'll go thwart this, get rid of it. That's 1 down. And I might use Utopia to pay for the field commander, just so it's out there. I have the power of the mind, so not much is going on there. Might be worth going down. I think I'll take advantage and I will go down. What little else to do? I could get a tactic, but I think that's just going to sit in my hand until the next turn, so I'll wait on that and we'll call that the end of the turn. Alright, so let's lead from Phoenix's side. 1, 2, 3 goes on to this. He's going to activate against Phoenix. Professor X is going to take that one for us. So he hits for 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a random discard. Random discard. Oh, I forgot about this actually. After this card enters your hand, discard an ally or support you control. The support I will get rid of is the White Room. Was it? No. Which one didn't I use this turn? Xgen. Yeah, just for fairness. That would have come. No, I'll keep Xgen. I'll keep Xgen, and I will get rid of the White Room. So that's in my hand. There's not much else going on there. So yeah, he's hit there. I do have to do a random discard. So we've lost Black Widow. That's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all right. And this is done and done. And then of course he's going to heal for a 1. That's fine. Now Pyro is going to attack me, and I think I'm going to let this one go through. Oops, that shouldn't be in place. But I didn't mean to draw that. So after Pyro attacks you, discard the top 2 cards of your deck. So that's a 1 and a 2. Take 1 indirect damage for each printed resource icon discarded this way. So I'm taking 2. That would go on to him because it would be an undefended attack, right? Oh, it wouldn't, because this is after he attacks me. So he attacked for 0, nothing occurred, and then I take 2, which is fine. I think I'm perfectly fine with that. Now, he then would activate against Cyclops, but he doesn't because he's confused. That's fine. Then this is Phoenix's encounter card, and this was Cyclops' encounter card. Phoenix gets the Feral Rage. Sabretooth has worked himself into a frenzy in his hunt for Kelly. You need to draw his attention away from the Senator. When defeated, Sabretooth attacks the player who defeated this scheme. Cool. And then the next one. Unrelenting Savage. When revealed in alter ego, he schemes. If he has no, he has sustained it. So let's just deal with that. He is going to scheme for how much? He's scheming for 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That is done. Let's go to turn 7. And this is over to Cyclops. How does Cyclops want to deal with it? Now, I should have dealt with this as well. After this card enters your hand, Mystique activates against you. Otherwise, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Mystique and reveal her. So I did miss this. So let me retrospectively do exactly that. I'll look for Mystique. Here she is. How do we deal with that? Where is it? Otherwise, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Mystique and reveal her. She gets revealed. So the toughness comes in. Players cannot attack the villain, so nobody can attack the villain. And then she would have schemed for an additional 2, I believe. So 1 for this, and then that. Right, so there we go. I think that means we're okay, and we're back to Cyclops' turn. How would I like to do this? Well, the first thing I will do is use my training. Constant training, grab a tactic. What would I like to pull? I think I'll pull the priority. And then we'll close and shuffle that. Then I'm going to put the priority onto this guy. Then I might actually recover 3, and then I'm going to flip over. Then I'm going to use the Ruby Quartz Visor to do 3 damage to him. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to use the priority target onto Mystique as well. And maybe this is a psionic, so I'm going to use the power of the mind to put psionic into play. It might be worth, I think maybe it's worth getting the exploit weakness out, maybe putting that on him. There's little else that I can do, so maybe that's the case. I'll use build support to pay for exploit weakness, and I'll put that onto the main man up here. And with that, I think that's the end of my turn. I'm going to go over to, coming over here to Phoenix. Right. I don't think I need to use her power, really. So I'm going to punch him for 2. And that does defeat him. And then when this is gone, I draw 2 cards. 1, 2. Excellent. Now I'll just come back here and get rid of that. Making sure it's going to the right place. Psychic Blast, that's going to do 4, and then Telepathic Trickery, remove 4 threat from a scheme. What's the most dangerous scheme for us? This is quite close to popping, so I think I do have to deal with that, regardless of everything else. So I think I'll go 3. 1, 2, 3 from that. Then I'll use this and this to pay for telepathic trickery, removing 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then psychic blast, deal 4 damage to the villain. It's not an attack, so I could effectively do 4 damage to him anyway, which might be the play. I'll use one of these, this and this, to play that, which will be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and that wouldn't have gone off anyway. This is a problem, though. And then this would be discarded anyway, so let me get rid of this for the end of my turn. And we'll do the same for Scott. This will be discarded there as normal. And how do I feel about this? I'll get rid of that. And we'll go to the next phase. Alright, so starting with Scott. So Phoenix did use her reshuffle or reset, so she's going to have an additional card this turn. But let's deal with this first. Oh, I forgot about this. I forgot about this. So if I put 4 back on here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could take 4 off of this and then weather an attack from Sabretooth. So I think that's the correct thing here. This would have been his response from this, and I would have been down. So this would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. He would have hit me for 4, and then he actually would have healed as well in that turn if I hadn't missed that for 2. 1, 2. That's fine. Okay, I think that corrects that. I hope that wasn't too. I hope that doesn't mess up anything too much. So let's go back here. Let's go back here and deal with this. So with that done, I did put 1, 2, 3, 4 on the Senator. So this should get 3. 1, 2, 3. He's now going to attack Phoenix. I think I might have to put... I don't think she can weather that, so I think maybe Rogue is the one to take this. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that would have brought it too close. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that shouldn't be... That shouldn't... I'm on the wrong page. I'll take control of that. That should be this, and then that goes out of play for Cyclops. And with that done, he'd then heal for nothing. Now, he's now going to attack me. I'm quite tempted. I'll let the other one go through. I'll defend against this. What's in my hand? Yeah, ricochet beams. I'll hold on to those. So with that done, he's hitting for 1, 2, 3, 4. Attach this card to a minion and give them a tough status. Oh no, that's on you. So it is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I've defended for 2, so I do take 2 damage. 1, 2, done. And then you're going to hit me for a further 3. I'll put that on the Senator. 1, 2, 3. So 2 mirroring this plus the 1. Hopefully that's not incorrect. And then we got our bad cards. Now Jean should have had an extra bad card for the threat. So I'm after messing up the order of all of these. But she should have had 1. Scott gets 1. And then she should have had a second 1. Scott's one first is Sabretooth Strike, deal 1 damage to Robert Kelly. That's fine. 1 onto that, done. And then Phoenix has to deal with these 2. The first card is the Medical Emergency. And then the next card is Dark Designs. Place 1 counter on Pursued by the Past. 1 goes onto this. And he's going to scheme again. I think this might be game. I think this might be it. Oh, right. So he's going to scheme for 1. 2, 3. 3 goes onto this, and that is game. We have threated out, unfortunately. So, yeah. Sabretooth is tough. It's definitely a case of doing more damage, I think, in this instance. But hey, live and learn. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you had any errors, obviously I tried to correct a few there. By all means, just drop them in the comments, like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care, and bye-bye.